Hello, I'm Igor Sandman. I'm a pixel artist. I make a pixel art every day. Today the topic is Armour. Yeah, I love it. I've got a series of pictures here, mainly armors from Game of Thrones. I won't keep them in the main screen, and I try not to follow them too closely. Okay. Well, first, thank you for all your comments and likes and shares. It's awesome. Really happy with how things are going right now. Thanks to you. I've got a lot of questions. People are asking me to talk about myself. I don't feel very comfortable talking about myself, but if you guys want to hear about it, mainly several people ask how I got into pixel art. If I'm self-taught or if I took lessons. I started by learning how to draw, and I did that first on my own, well, mainly on my own, but also I took lessons. I took evening classes in drawing because I wanted to paint from models, you know what I mean? There was a school which had models coming every night. Well, not every night, but... So yeah, I did that. And I was very interested in digital painting in Photoshop. And then took me a while to get to pixel art, but after a while, at first I didn't even know it was a thing, you know? Well, I knew some people were doing it, but I didn't really know what it was. And then I don't even know how I got introduced to it. I guess I've seen a picture somewhere online and I liked it. So yeah, I started following a few tutorials on how to do pixel art specifically, but then I don't know what to do with this face. But yeah, then I started learning on my own and tried to apply what I learned as an illustrator. I tried to apply those principles to actually painting pixel art, which is not really the same thing, you know. It's very different. And I gotta say, one of the reasons why I really got into pixel art is because my main flaw as a painter, I should say, is execution. I don't know why I can't. When I'm sitting in front of a piece of paper with my pencil in my hand, I cannot get my hand to do what I want it to do for some reason, and still today I don't understand why. Maybe it's my poor eyesight, I don't know, but I can't visualize what I do when I want to do on paper, but I cannot do it. And pixel art relies much less on execution. You can place, I'm doing it with a mouse. I don't know if you can see it, I guess you can. But I know some people do it with a stylus, but I can't do that because of execution. And pixel art is mostly placing single pixels here and there, you know what I mean? So it's easier for me at least, it's easier with a mouse. So where was I? Yeah, I said my main difficulty was with drawing was execution, and pixel art allows me to bypass my weakness, I guess, which is one of the reasons why I got into it so much. And I don't draw that much nowadays. I'm not very good at it. I'm okay, I guess, but not very good. I wish I was better. Also, I'm how to put it? I'm trying to be more practical with what I do with my time. I'm trying to focus on things that can actually help me in some way. Right now I'm doing pixel art because I'm making games in pixel art, so it's helping me. It's my career. It's a career that I want. Right now I'm working as a pixel artist. Well, I'm in a transition period. I started working as a pixel artist like 2 years ago, and now I'm trying to focus more on my own games. So I'm not accepting any more contracts, or not as much. Right now I still have 2 clients, but so yeah. I'm trying to work on my own games because I consider myself an artist. Not really, I mean an artist in the sense of creating my own stuff, you know what I mean? I don't picture myself doing freelance my whole life, you know? I want to make my own stuff. So yeah, I'm not really freelancing that much lately. Actually, I should keep it lighter. Maybe blue? Nah, we'll see later. What did I want to say? Yeah, I started my... I decided I wanted to become an artist. I wanted to make a career as an artist when I was like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. So like 15 years ago. And I started with filmmaking. I wanted to be well, I am a director, a film director, but I never really had a career in it, never really earned any money with it. It was just me trying. And yeah, what I liked about filmmaking is it involves several different disciplines, and I really like that. I'm a curious kind of guy. I love to study things, to learn new things. I'm really obsessed with learning, actually. And filmmaking is a lot of things bunched up together, right? It's writing, it's photography, it's working with actors. So it's a lot of things, and I kind of like that. You know what? Maybe I'm wondering if I should try to... Nah, no, bad idea. I wanted to try and have him hold his helmet in his hand, but it's too big. It won't look very good. So yeah, I went into filmmaking for that mainly. for the variety, all the things that I could learn with it. Then let me think what happens next. I made like a dozen short films. I made a feature film. Then I moved to Casablanca in Morocco, spent 2 years of my life there. I went there because there is a healthier filmmaking industry there than there is here in Belgium, where I live. There is actually an industry, a television industry. They are producing films there. In Belgium, not that much. In Morocco, they make films and series, and they still have made-for-TV movies. We don't have that almost anywhere in the world. Well, there is some in the US, you know, but not that much. In Morocco, it's one of the most type of productions. So it was interesting. So I went there to hopefully to direct some films for television, but it took a while, and in the end I didn't even direct anything there. So after a while I decided to come back to Belgium. And when I was in Morocco, in Casablanca, I made my own company and worked for 2 years in cinema, television, advertising. I made almost anything you can think of in that field. I did special effects, motion design, writing, production, concept art, storyboards, you name it. And yeah, I did all that hoping I could direct at some point, could make my own film at some point, but it never happened. Thing is, I came there at the wrong time. There was a lot of the political situation was a bit tense when I was there. Things were a bit messed up. Not because of Arab Spring, but it was at the same time, but it wasn't because of that. There was some shenanigans in the government about TV productions. It was a bit weird. Like some kind of arguments between two politicians, or I don't know what. It was weird. So production was frozen for the entire time I was there, for 2 years. I don't even know if now it's fixed. I don't think so. Anyways, I couldn't direct anything, so I came back. And when I came back, I decided to work in games. For no specific reason, I don't even remember what made me do it. Well, I guess, yeah, I was trying to, when I came back here in Belgium, I was trying to do the same thing I did in Morocco, which was working, you know, as a VFX artist, as a motion designer. I was trying to do the same thing. Instead of, before going to Morocco, I was only trying to, I was only looking for jobs as a filmmaker, you know. I was trying to, well, not really looking for jobs, but trying to get a career. And in Morocco, I was forced, you know, I had to live, so I was forced to try other things. Here in Belgium, things were easy, you know. I had my family and everything. So yeah. So when I came back, at first I tried to do the same thing I did in Morocco, but then it didn't work. for the same reason it wasn't working before, because there's no real industry here, so it's not easy. So I ended up thinking, what else can I do? I can do a lot of things. What else can I do? And at some point I thought of video games, because I had a little bit of experience programming. I loved video games. So I thought maybe, and I knew how to draw, so I thought maybe I should try and make games. At first, I think I tried in 3D first, then I got into pixel art. I don't know what to do with this lens. I'll keep it like that for now. So yeah, I started making video games. Well, working in video games. And the good thing is I didn't have to rely on the industry here in Belgium, because I could become a freelancer and work online. So that's what I did. I went online, looked for jobs as a pixel artist mainly. And it was actually pretty easy. I don't know for what reason. Maybe because I was so used to looking for jobs in with the various different experiences that I had, especially in Morocco, where I did almost anything you can think of. Maybe that's what helped me start really fast. I think my main quality when looking for a job was my professionalism, I think. I don't really think people were hiring me because of my talent at first. Maybe not even now, who knows. I don't know why people hire me. I don't ask them. But my idea was very soon I realized that I could as much, how to put it? I started by looking for jobs to earn money, to make a living. But then I quickly realized that I could use video games to express myself just as well as I used filmmaking to express myself. You know what I mean? So quickly I realized that it was an interesting medium to tell stories, to create characters. So even though it started as just a job thing, quickly I decided I wanted to make games for myself, not for my clients. So I started to work on to devise a plan, you know what I mean? To decide what I should do in order to be able to make a living out of this. And right now, as I said, I'm in a transition now. I worked as a pixel artist for 2 years, and I'm slowly trying to make room for my own games, you know what I mean? I've been working on my own game called Guild of Dark Steel for a while now. It's an adventure game inspired by Flashback, Another World. So it's sort of a cinematic platformer, as they were called back then. There's not much games like this anymore. Well, not many games like this. and it's almost done now. I've been working on it on my off time for a year and a half, something like that. And it obviously, when you do it on the side, it takes a lot of time, because you need to focus on it. When you want to make a game, you've got to give it your all, you know. So it took a while to get to where I am now. If I could have worked full time on it, and I didn't have all the troubles that I had over time, because it was my first game, so I needed to learn a lot of things, and including how to work with people and how to do certain things, like working in Unity, and I need to learn the program and whatnot. So all those things made me waste a lot of time. If I could work full time on it, I guess I could make the same game in like 6 months, but it took 3 times as much. But now it's almost done, so I'm very happy about it. I hope I'll be able to release it quite soon. I don't know when. I have no plans for it now. I'm still shopping around. But I guess it will be released quite soon, like in a few months, I guess. And I'm already working on my next games. I'm making a lot of prototypes. I'll have to do that. What else can I say about myself? Since I'm painting at the same time, I am not sure I'm making a lot of sense. Sorry if I'm not making any sense. It's hard to make regular sentences when you're working on a piece of art. Some people also have asked me to talk about my center of interest, so maybe I could do that now. Obviously, I love video games. I guess it's no secret. I love, actually, more than that, I love the pop culture. I'm really crazy about it. Anything about it, films, video games, series, anime to a certain extent. I love everything. In terms of video games, my favorite games are adventure games, RPGs, any games with an emphasis on atmosphere. I love games with story, with mood. I love interesting characters. Yeah, I like, as an artist, I like to tell stories, you know. I do it to tell stories and to create characters, to create worlds. That's not what I wanted to do. 1 second. So when I play games or when I watch a film or whatever, it's kind of the same thing, you know. I'm looking for an interesting story, an interesting atmosphere. Interesting characters. And there's a lot of room for, as an artist, I realize there's a lot of room for me. There's a place for me as a storyteller, because for some reason storytelling isn't really how to say it, not a lot of games have a good story actually. A lot of games try to put the emphasis on story, but they don't know how to tell stories, most of them. I'm not saying this to brag or to, I don't know. Maybe it is bragging, but I feel like I can bring something to the table, you know what I mean? It's important as an artist to find your place. And finding your place, sometimes it includes finding something that you can do that other people can't, or you can do it in a way that people don't do it, you know what I mean? It's not that you're special, but everyone is special, you know what I mean? I don't know what to do with this lens. I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth. So yeah, I believe that I can do something with storytelling in video games. Not really how to put it? Not really in terms of what games can bring to. Sorry, the phone is ringing. I don't know. Not really in terms of what games can bring to. God damn it. Not really in terms of what games can bring to storytelling. I'm interested in that, but I need more experience to try these things. But yeah, I'm focused more on I don't know. I guess it is part of video games still, but it's more. It's part of telling, exploring ways to tell a story, but I don't know. I don't know how to put it. I want to explore narration in video games, that's for sure. And I know I have a lot of things to learn, and I also know not many people are trying things with it. It's always the same thing. You have some rare people like at BioWare, they are trying things that I like. They are trying, for instance, to bring cutscenes into a new style, a new level, especially with the Mass Effect. I like what they did with Mass Effect. It's not just cutscenes, you know, it's interactive cutscenes, and I like it. Anyways, so I want to make games to express my ideas, to try ways to tell stories. And to do that, I need to first finish my first game, and then try to sell it and see if it works. What can I do with this character? I feel like I can do something more with him, well, with her. I don't even know if it's a he or a she. Is he a girl? Yeah, she's a girl. Let's say she's a girl. What can I do? I kind of want to bring something to. I think it's working as a character, but I think I can bring something to the design. Maybe add something like this. So yeah, I will probably make my development studio very soon. When my game is ready to be released. Well, when I'm ready to work on the release. I'm not gonna make the company two weeks before, 2 weeks before releasing the game, obviously, but. And then we'll see. I hope I can make a career out of it. And if not, I will go back to freelancing as a pixel artist. I don't mind. And make games just for fun on the side. Just like I made this one that I'm already done. I kind of like this character. I guess it's almost done. Or maybe it is done. Let's see. I've been rambling and I'm not paying attention to the time. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. Maybe it's too long. Okay, let's leave it at that. I'll center it. So if you have more questions, whether it's about me or pixel art, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments or in all the social medias where I'm posting my stuff. I'd be happy to answer. And I'm really happy with the reception, the feedback that I get, and all the replies and all the likes. It gives meaning to all this that I'm doing, you know. I could be doing this alone, and I'm not doing this alone thanks to you. So it's great. It's awesome. So there you go. I see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.